Yo, what is good, fellas, and hope you boys are all having a fantastic day. We got a lot to talk about this morning when it comes to Madden 25. Now, before we hop into anything brand new, we do have a few quick small things to go over. First things first, we are currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers. If we can hit 7K before the end of March, you boys know there is going to be a giveaway. So if you are not already subscribed and you potentially want to win some money, or you like Ultimate Team content, I feel like you already know what to do. Speaking of giving away some money, if we can get this video to, let's say, 170 likes, I will have a giveaway for you guys over my Discord. If you're not already in the Discord, there are a bunch of other features in there that don't include giving away money, such as a free mini scheme, coin making methods daily, and a bunch of other things tied into Madden Ultimate Team that if you are a MUT player, I'm telling you, it can only be beneficial. Now, when it comes to today at noon, 12 p.m. Eastern time, the official content schedule for this week will get tweeted out by EA. Be on the lookout for that because I really do expect this week to be an absolute heater of a week. Now, the Combine promo is over. We won't be having a Combine Part 3, but free agency in the NFL starts today, and that is always tied into with the free agency promo in MUT. Historically, the free agency promo is super hit or miss. Now, what exactly will the dates be on the free agency promo compared to Team of the Year? I mean, depending on when you guys are watching this video, you might already know the content schedule. One will drop before the other. I think we'll do Team of the Year on Wednesday and free agency on Thursday. Similar to how EA handled the second part of the Combine promo compared to the Team of the Year promo in this previous week, or they could just drop an absolute banger of a day on Thursday. From what we've seen so far with Team of the Year Part 2, it's not going to be nearly as many cards dropping, so I would not be shocked if that's how they went about it. On Thursday as well, the house rules will reset. I don't know how I necessarily feel about this house rule specifically. I am still waiting for college overtime. Hopefully this is the week we finally get it. If you don't know about college overtime house rules, it's probably the best one we could possibly get. When it comes to Season 6, as of right now, this morning, we are currently 15 days away from Season 6 ending, which is just crazy to say because it literally feels like we just got Season 6. Season 6 was 30 days in total, so we are officially halfway through Season 6. Tomorrow, we are 2 weeks until Season 7 will kick off. And with Season 6, we are due one more overall increase. And the way EA has been operating with these overall increases during the season, we usually see one during the middle of the season, which was last week, and then we might see one this week, but I really think the final overall increase for Season 6 will be coming during that final week of Season 6, which will probably settle in somewhere around Wednesday the 19th or the 20th of March. Season 6 will be ending on March 23rd. Now, the reason overall increases matter so much, with an overall increase, pack odds increase, training packs prices, they do increase. And with overall increases, we always talk about the training pack method. Right now, the price per training, it's not as good as it was before the last overall increase. With this week's market crash, which we will be talking about in this video, do not worry, I do expect the price per training to go back down to what we were at prior to the previous overall increase. So yes, we have an overall increase dropping. No, I do not think it will be this week. I think it'll be the following week. Unfortunately for me, I will be away on spring break during that overall increase week. Still trying to figure out exactly how I want to give you guys updates. I'm pre-recording a bunch of videos for that week. We'll have a community tab post up every single day, just dropping updates, typically like we would do during my updates on every glitch video that we post every night. Figured I would let you guys know now that A, I won't be here next week, and B, you're still going to get updates, but it just might not be in video format. Staying on the topic of the overall increase, whenever that does hit, we will be receiving the 98 overall Season 6 upgrade token. Once you get that, you will be able to fully max out your Season 6 players. On top of that, with the overall increase, that will be the final overall increase of Season 6, so whenever we do get that, please feel free to come in here and rip open all of your season special offers. I have heard very good things about the 4-time touchdown pack. I haven't seen anyone rip open the Tri-Core Action Elite bundle quite yet. I don't think this is a new offer, but I haven't seen anyone quite get there yet. It is a level 40 reward, so we probably will be able to get there by this week. As for the best one, again, the 4-time touchdown pack, I have seen people be able to make a lot of coins on these. If you are impatient, I do recommend you guys rip these open when we do have good LTDs in packs, which will probably be around Thursday. Again, we don't know the official content schedule quite yet, but I do think free agency and Team of the Year will be having LTDs in packs at the exact same time, so please wait until at least Thursday if you do want to rip open any of these packs. Something else I have written down to talk about really quickly, we are due a new AP increase. Now, will the AP increase be this week or next week? It'll probably be next week, but just in case I forget to talk about it between now and the time I leave for vacation, an AP increase is in our near future. When that does drop, we will cover it, but just don't be shocked when we do see that. And when it comes to head-to-head rank, there are still 3 situations people are currently facing. First one being you already got your rank reward, and you honestly might have gotten a second rank reward player. Number 2, you got a rank reward, but it wasn't the proper rank reward. I've seen this help people. I've also seen this hurt people. And the number 3, and and I'm seeing this less and less every single day, you just haven't gotten a reward player. I will say, if you are still missing your ranked reward player, check your item binder. A lot of you guys have been letting me know it's just been spawning in there. If you are missing the player, you might actually already have it. It might just be sitting in your item binder. Again, I have seen more people actually get their rank reward and the proper one than people who are missing rewards. I've seen way too many people who were supposed to get Calvin Johnson not get Calvin Johnson and instead get like a Michael Penix or Julius Brents. I've also heard from people that they got 2 Calvin Johnsons, so I don't know what's going on with the EA. Ranked is really cool. It's probably the best feature they brought into Madden 25, but they still can't figure out how to pass out rewards. This is not a Session 6 issue. This has been happening throughout the entirety of Ranked, and hopefully for Session 7 they figure it out, but knowing how EA operates, like, are they actually going to figure anything out? Speaking of Session 7, the comp right now in Ranked is the easiest it's ever been. Now, I've only played 2 games in Ranked so far, but you guys have let me know the Grind 2 champ or the Grind 2 hero for that Ricky Pearsall, where I do recommend you guys stop at, has been significantly easier. The reason for that, most of the sweats are in house rules right now. There are so many coins to be made in these weekly house rules that, like, Ranked is cool, but, you know, Showtime Showdown, it's got to be the play for the sweat. Even if you don't consider yourself a sweat, I would still spend time in house rules. There are so many coins to be made in here. Speaking of coins, let's slide on over to the market because we do have a lot to talk about. Now, I'm going to glance over the 99s, the 98 overall LTDs. I don't expect their prices to change too much. When it comes to the 97 overall Team of the Year champions, I promise you guys, whenever we get part 2 of Team of the Year, every single one of these players, they are going to get cheaper. Right here, we are looking at the price graph or the price history for Bo Nix. I think we can all agree a top 2 quarterback in the game and one of the better combine players we have seen drop. Little background on the Bo Nix card. He dropped on a Saturday drop combine part 1.5, so it wasn't a real part 1 drop, but I kind of considered part 1 and part 1.5 price-wise, they are tied into the same type of conversation. So when Bo Nix dropped, you guys can see right up here, he was selling for 800,000 coins. Now, part 2 of the combine promo did drop on Wednesday the 5th. So part 2 of the combine promo dropped last week, Wednesday, March 5th. And you guys can see, you know, as we go through the week of Bo Nix being the best quarterback in the game, he kind of stayed steady above 700,000 coins. And by the time Wednesday, March 5th dropped, oh my, did Bo Nix and the rest of the combine promo drop. Every single time we move from part 1 to part 2 of a promo, the part 1 players, they always get so much cheaper. For those who are new to the channel, we take a look at a graph like this every single Monday and every single time throughout the entirety of Madden 25. The market dips every single time we move from part 1 to part 2 of a promo. That dip is dramatic. For promos like the playoff promo or Zero Chill that have multiple parts after 2-parters, those dips aren't nearly as dramatic, but the part 1 to part 2 drip has been dramatic all freaking year. And we can take this knowledge that we already know and slide back on over to actual Madden because Team of the Year, we are due part 2 of the Team of the Year player this week. And so if you have any of the more expensive Team of the Year promo players like a Kyle Hamilton, like a PS2, honestly, all of them, in my opinion, I would sell them off. A card like Lamar Jackson will probably be selling for 300,000 coins whenever part 2 drops, and the players who are already selling for low 400 to 300k will fall closer to the 300k range than the 400k range. If you want to play it safe, I would sell off all of my Team of the Year champions. I am telling you, they are only going to get cheaper. Now, a conversation we do need to have is with the 96 overall combine promo players. I don't really expect these players to get cheaper this week. I think for the most part, they will probably settle around 500k for pretty much all of them. The Ultimate Champions will hover around 700 to 800,000 coins, depending on the time of the day. These are still the best cards in the entire game. But unfortunately, I don't think the free agency promo is going to change too much of that. The only world in where I really don't even think this will do too much, 96 overall Reduxes. There is a world where we do see those drop, but even those cards, like the 96 overall Super Bowl promo players, which I do recommend you guys sell all of these cards off today if you have them. I do think 96 overall Reduxes will be dropping this week. Even if a card like Reggie White or Devin McCourty does become more regularly available, that doesn't really affect the combine market at all. These cards are still hands down the best players in the game. If you take away their stats and you just look at the abilities or the boost they offer up, there really isn't a world where these cards will get cheaper. It is going to take a while for these cards to dip under 500k, and then of course those Ultimate Champions will still be more expensive. Speaking of 96s though, 96 overall Reduxes for LTDs, I do expect those to be dropping this week. The Reduxes in general from EA have just been so interesting. They have been so late when it comes to actually dropping Reduxes. I do recommend you guys come over here and sell off your 96 overall Reduxes. This is probably the biggest, point of today's market talk. Sell off your Team of the Years and sell off your 96 overall Reduxes. 96 overall limited time. Sometimes we can't talk. When it comes to Ultimate Legends, right now is actually a pretty good time to buy them. These are all, for the most part, very good value plays, aka icons. The champions are going to get cheaper today. We'll take a look at aka icons at the end of the video. For the most part, the players we have dropped today are actually pretty good. It's not the biggest names in the world, but like, we'll get there in a few. As for the Genkai Force promo players, these will actually get cheaper, believe it or not. They're still pretty solid for the most part. And then when it comes to the market, 95 overall Reduxes, if we do have 96 overall Reduxes, these cards will get cheaper, but for the most part, they're already not that expensive. So like, if you want them, you can go buy them today. Last thing before we do, slide on over to mutt.gg. Reminder to play your AK Icon Clash solo season games. Fellas, these are going to reset today. Right now, you got 3 hours and 48 minutes. I still have one more to play for this week. If you guys are not up to date with your Icon Clash solo season games, it becomes progressively harder to unlock the tokens. Basically, you just have to win more games to acquire the same amount of tokens. So staying up to date on your Icon Clash solo season games, if you can, it has to be the play. Again, this is the only way to unlock those tokens. Those tokens give you the free AKA Icon players. And we do have AKA Icons. Now, I have been very vocal about my thoughts on the AKA Icon promo. I don't hate it. The cards we're getting are actually pretty solid. The names we're getting is a different conversation. Who really wants a Javon Hargrave? I don't know. The fact that he is your selling point of a promo just doesn't really sell me anymore. They're randomly making up nicknames. We'll get to Tucker Craft here in a second, but either way, this card is actually very good. I expect him to have some really solid discounted abilities. This is an LTD right here with 98 tackles, 6'2", 305 pounds. Right here is the normal champion version. This card art might be cooler. This one's actually sick. A little bit worse, but like, it's still the exact same card. And then of course, Tucker Craft Yak and TDs. I mean, who has ever called to do this? Now, I will say, the card itself, it's not terrible. I mean, 85 strength, 95 speed, 94 medium route running, 97 catching, 6'5". This is actually a very good tight end. But I mean, Eagles 215 right there, got it. Cheesiest nickname ever. This just looks like they're trying too hard to come up with nicknames. But I mean, there are so many NFL players in the past and the present who actually have real nicknames that you don't have to go to ChatGPT and ask me to make up a nickname for a tight end. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. Let me know down below. Are we still rocking with AKA Icon? This should be live around 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. And boys, that is going to be everything we got this morning. I believe we said 170 likes for a giveaway over on my Discord, so make sure you guys are hammering home the like button. I'll get you boys back here whenever content does go live, but until then, peace, gents. I love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day.